Hello everybody and welcome to another Wednesday workout. I am Melissa with Firechild Fitness and I hope you can join me today for our yoga inspired balance, flexibility and strength session. I'll give us a couple minutes for some people to tune in here. All you're going to need really is a mat and some comfy clothes. Some water close by, and if you have blocks, go ahead and grab blocks. I will be giving some options for beginner and for advanced. Please make sure to share this with anybody who you think might want to join us. And we're going to get right into it. We're starting our warm-up with some sun salutations and just 5 times through. So for that, coming up to the end of your mat, stand with your feet about shoulder width apart. Taking a nice deep breath, inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Come back up halfway. And drop it down. We're going to step back to plank. For this first one, let's drop to the knees and lower down, keeping the elbows in close to the body. Now press into your up dog. Coming back down, tuck those toes to down dog. We can pedal the feet a little bit here. Warming up the back of the legs. Then step or jump back to the top. All the way up. One breath, exhale through. Again, palms touch. Forward fold. Step or jump back. Lower down. Pressing up. Pressing back. Pedal the feet. Take it in. All the way up. Exhale, hands through. Here's number 3. Breathing in. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway up. And lower. Step or jump back. You can still drop to the knees if you need to. Lower down. Press to your up dog. Tuck those toes. Press to down dog. Pedal the feet if you like. And either step or jump in right back to the top of the mat. We've got 2 more. Breathing in. Exhale through. Palms touch. Forward fold. Step or jump. Lower down. Pressing it up. Back to down dog. And in. One more time. Right up. Palms touch, forward fold, up or step back, lower down, elbows in, pressing up to your up dog, tuck those toes, press to down dog, pedal the feet if you like, and bring it in, all the way to the top. All right, you should be feeling a little bit warm by now. We have 3 little circuits to get through today. So our first one is going to focus mainly on some balance work. We're going through a Warrior 1 pose, into Warrior 3, and then into a half moon. So we're going to do this, for a total of 12 rounds, 12 intervals, twice on each side, twice through on each side. So I've got my timer here set for 30 seconds. We're going to hold each pose for 30 seconds. Then have a 5-second transition in between. Take those feet out wide just to get us started. If you did need a quick sip of water, you're more than welcome to have one. Also, if you have blocks, it's a good idea to have one kind of at each end of your mat for our use for this first circuit. So, getting started, take it wide. We are going to reach up and just pivot and drop down into our Warrior 1 pose. So try to think about lowering your shoulders down, keeping your hips square. Want that front knee over top of the foot. Stay and breathe, maintaining the position. Just keep holding, working on our leg strength here. All right, 5 seconds to transition. Bring your weight forward. Oops, I'm going to have to step back a little bit. And coming into Warrior 3. So finding that balance Your goal is to keep the hips square, those arms extended. If you need to bring your arms back, you can, but try to keep them forward. Hips square, looking towards the floor, slight bend in this knee. Good, maintaining that balance, we're now going to reach down and grab your block for support. Lift your arm up and sort of stack those hips open. Keep holding. The block is just there for a little bit of support if needed. And come through the second time, I'm going to try without. If you want to make it harder, you can look up towards your hand. Whoops. That is a lot harder. Do what you can. All right, coming all the way up. Switch to the other side. Pivot. Warrior one, dropping down into that nice lunge. Strong front leg. Keep holding, keep breathing. Stay low. Back leg is straight. Heels down. Good. Pressing onto that front leg. Come into the balance. Extend the arms out, holding 30 seconds here. Try to keep the hips nice and square for this one. Arms extended. Slight bend in your supporting leg. We're keeping this as strong as possible. If at any point you need to reset, you totally can. Just come back as soon as you can. Keep breathing through. All right, grabbing that block again on this side. We're going to come into our half moon position, lifting the arm up. I'm going to attempt that look up towards the hand again. It is significantly harder. Easier with this block. Breathing through. Try to stabilize as best you can. All right, coming back. Moving back to the other side now. Pivot. Right down, warrior one. If you can get a little lower this time, go ahead and get a little lower. If that's too much, come up higher. It will be significantly easier. We're trying to keep our hips square to this wall. Arms up. Keep breathing. Now coming into warrior three. Reach forward, square off the hips. Touch down as needed. Arms can come back if you need to. Just trying to hold the balance. Keep it strong. All right, moving into that half moon, I'm going to try it without the block this time. We'll see how I do. Feel free to use your block. Open it up. And looking at the floor is much easier. I think that's where I'm going to stay this time. Try to find something to focus on, and that will help. Pull the shoulders away from your ears. And bring that down. All right, coming to the other side one more time. To our warrior one. Arms up. Remember, a little bit higher is easier. Drop it right into it if you can. Square the hips off. Heels down. Shoulders down. And breathe. Nice strong legs. Keep your core active as well. Trying to keep those hips square. Press it up. Right into our warrior three. Again, nice and strong. Arms can come back if you need to. Slight bend in your supporting leg. Hips are still square. Breathing into it. Keep holding. All right, moving into our half moon again. I'm going to try this one without the block. Opening up. Whoop. Try to keep it as strong as you can. This one is tricky. Shoulders stacked. Keep holding. And, ooh, nope, that's not going to work. Keep gazing at the floor. If you can gaze up, awesome, good on you. All right, whew, bring it up. We're ready for our first break. That was our first circuit. Go ahead and grab a sip of water if you like. And we're going to move on to circuit number 2. Again, if you have your blocks, we can keep those handy. They can help a little bit. This time we're going to keep them both together. So our next 3, we have a low lunge, then lizard pose, and we're going to try to go into our front splits. Having the blocks are going to make it a lot easier for you. You don't necessarily have to go all the way into the splits. First time through, I'll do it a little bit easier, not quite as deep. Second round, we'll go a little further. Hold on, I just got to make sure that's still working there. I think I might have lost you guys. Oh, we're still good. Awesome. Okay, so low lunge to start. So we're going to come up to the top of the mat. I'm going to start by taking a nice deep breath. Hold in half. And step back easier. Bend this bottom knee. All I want you to do is press the hips forward. This knee down is going to be your easier option. So we can keep the chest up for this one. Trying to stretch through the hip flexors. Keeping your hips square. Keep your gaze forward. You could still hold these blocks if you need that support. That's always okay. And then our modified lizard is next. So I'm going to use one of these blocks and bring it down and bring the elbow to the block. If that's too low, you can bring that block up a little bit higher or just stay on your hands both on the inside of the leg. Try to get low if you can. Again, keeping those hips nice and square. Breathing into it. Good, come on, up. Hold your blocks this time for assistance. We're going to slide into our front splits. So, if that's going to be way too much for you, all I want you to do is actually press your hips back and get a nice deep hamstring stretch. If this feels easy, go ahead and try to slide forward. Again, hips square, your blocks can help. Keep breathing. As you feel the stretch kind of getting a little deeper, go ahead and sink in. Carefully come up. Again, you can use your blocks to help you with that. So this time we're just going to step that other foot forward. Drop the back knee for our low lunge on the other side. Hips square, look straight ahead. Sinking into that stretch. Blocks if you need them. I'm going to set that one up for our lizard pose, which is coming up next. Sometimes if you tuck the toe, it can take some pressure off the knee if you're feeling any pressure in that back knee. All right, take it down. Either to the hands or the elbows. Work on getting low. And nice stretch into your inner thighs, to the back of the leg. Lots of hip stretch happening here. Keep breathing into it. Good. All right, gonna slide into those front splits now. Remember, your option is just to come to a hamstring stretch here and press the hips back. If that feels like more than enough, stay there. If you can, slide forward, use the blocks to keep you up a little bit. Don't force this, it shouldn't be painful. Slight tension. You can slide a little deeper as we hold the stretch. Okay, coming back up. I'm gonna bring the hands to the floor, switch to that front leg again. This time, I'm gonna bring the hands right on the inside and just stay up high on my hands in our low lunge with the leg extended back. You can always drop that knee if you need to. Keep holding, we're almost there. All right, now we're transitioning down to our lizard pose, which is coming right down, right to the elbows if you can. That's way too much, use the blocks. You can always drop this knee as well. If you're really flexible, you can bring that foot over top of your shoulder. Nice and strong. Good, sliding into our splits or just your hamstring stretch. Do what works for you. Use the blocks if you need to. Should be able to get a little bit deeper this round than you did the first round. Always pay attention to how you feel. Breathing through our stretches. All right, coming up out of that, we're going to switch, bring that other foot forward. Low lunge, hands on the inside. Drop the knee if you need to. Keep holding. Sinking the hips down. Keep the neck neutral, looking towards the floor. Coming down to our lizard pose, so down to the elbows. You can use your blocks if you need. You can always drop to the knee as well if you need to. Or if you're up for it, try to bring that foot over the shoulder. Stay and breathe. Almost there. Getting a nice deep stretch. All right. Take the hand out. We're going to slide into either your just hamstring stretch or slide right to those splits. This side isn't my best, so we're going to use the blocks again. Just working on getting a little bit lower. Try to keep the hips as square as you can. Breathe into it. All right, good work. Ease yourself out. Taking a little rest now. Okay, we have one last circuit to get through today for you guys. I don't believe we will need the blocks for this last one. Again, I'll start with a little bit of easier option and then we'll move on. Try to make it a little bit deeper as we go. So our last circuit, we have puppy pose, bow pose, and camel. Actually, we may use the blocks for our camel. So, puppy pose can be a pretty deep and intense stretch. It's meant to really get into your shoulders. If it feels like too much at any point, always ease out of it. Pay attention to how it feels. It shouldn't be painful, just slight tension. So, like our puppy pose is essentially your hands hands forward, like child's pose, except your hips are up. So if child's pose feels like enough and this feels really good for your low back and you're already getting your shoulders stretched, then stay there. So let's start with that one. Just child's pose. Reach the hands forward. Knees can come a little bit wide. Breathing into the stretch. You can try to creep those fingers forward a little bit and press the chest down. All right, our next one is our bow pose. So we're going to come right down onto the stomach. If reaching for one foot feels like enough for you, I just want you to reach for one foot. If you can, reach for both of them. And if this is enough, that's fine. If you still can do more, then try to lift up through the chest, pressing your feet into your palms. Keep breathing, keep the neck neutral. We're opening up the shoulders here. So working on some flexibility into your back. Coming up now to the knees. Camel stretch is our next one. If you like, grab blocks. And you can reach for the blocks as opposed to your heels. Just trying to look up. Opening the chest. If that's still too much, hands in the small of the back, and you could just look here. That would probably be your first level. All right. Moving the blocks out of the way, we're going to come into puppy pose now. So reach forward. Bring the knees underneath the hips. Reach forward and try to bring your chest down to the floor. You will feel a much deeper stretch into the shoulders. At any point, if it's too much, please just return to child's pose. Stay and breathe. Think about pulling your shoulders open and away from your ears. Good, bringing it right down, coming back to our bow pose again. If it's easy, if enough for you with one foot, do one foot. You can reach both, reach both. And press into the palms. Keep breathing. You can try to lift those knees up a little bit, if that feels all right for you. Now we are going back into our camel. So again, level one is here, is good. If that's easy, I want you to reach for your heels. Now look up. Keep breathing, opening the shoulders, opening the chest. Press the hips forward. We've got 2 more rounds to go through after this. All right, carefully bringing it up. Back to our puppy pose. Hips over the knees, reach the hands forward, press the chest down. And breathing into that stretch. You can always return to child's if that feels better for you. This is much deeper on your shoulders. All right, take the tummy to the floor. Reach for 1 foot or 2, your call. And press into that bow pose. Try to lift through the knees, lift through the chest. You can always ease off if you need to. Try to get a little deeper every round. Hold it strong. Breathing through. All right, all the way up. Come into camel. Let's try another variation this time if you're up for it. And lean back. Reach over and over. Take care of your back. If this does not feel good, don't do it. Breathe through. Coming up, one more round. Back into either child's or puppy pose. Take it down, chest to the floor. Reach the hands forward. Pull the shoulders down and away from your ears. Holding that stretch. Breathe. Good, taking it down. We're going to come into our bow pose next. 1 foot or 2. If you can, press into it, lifting the knees, lifting the chest. So the deepest expression of the pose that you can do. This is our last round. Try your best. Good, keep holding, pressing in. And once more for our camel. Coming up. And either reach for those heels or reach all the way over if you can. Do what feels good for you. Always take it easy, ease into it. Breathe. All right, coming up. And we're just going to relax in child's pose for a moment to finish off today. So take the knees wide now, come down, and just rest. Taking a couple of breaths here. And relax your head right down. Now let's come to hands and knees. We're going to do a couple of cat stretches, just rounding out the back. Tuck the toes, come right up into forward fold, walking back. And slowly roll it up. Thank you everybody who stuck it out with me today. I hope you enjoyed that little yoga-inspired session. Always remember, just do what feels good for your body, adjust as needed, and pay attention to how you feel. I hope to see you again real soon for another workout. Have a wonderful day. Bye.